What the name of chaos is going on out here? Jalen Milroe throws 3 interceptions for the first time in his career, including this pick 6, returned 49 yards by Kip Lewis to give Oklahoma a 3-score lead, and that's how it ended. 24-3. Are you kidding me? No, I am not. It is the worst loss for Alabama since they lost the 2018 national championship to Clemson. And do you remember who the defensive coordinator was for Clemson that year? A guy by the name of Brent Venables. Do you know who the head coach of Oklahoma is right now? Brent Venables. Just connecting the dots here, the rushing disparity was really bad. It was 260 to 70. 260 to 70? That deficit is the worst in a game since 2004. Alabama, 3 turnovers, all 3 picks. They had 0 turnovers over their 3-game winning streak coming in. And now Alabama, 3 conference losses just like Ole Miss. CBS Sports HQ is built by the Home Depot, how doers get more done, and, well, Alabama not getting it done. In studio here with Adam Breneman. Your reaction, just instant reaction to what you saw in this game.
This game says a lot about what Brent Venables is building at Oklahoma. Let's start with the positive. I mean, for Oklahoma to come out and play the way they did, to get to 6 wins on the season, get to a bowl game, with all the struggles they've had throughout the season, says a lot about what Brent Venables is building at Oklahoma, says a lot about the future with all the controversy. They absolutely dominated Alabama in this game. The reason Alabama lost is Alabama couldn't run the football with their quarterback, Jalen Milroe. This Alabama offense is good when Jalen Milroe runs the ball. They are bad when he doesn't run the ball, and Oklahoma shut it down from the very beginning. That then forced Jalen Milroe to try to win the game with his arm, which led to the 3 interceptions.
187 rushing yards was the deficit between Oklahoma and Alabama. That is not going to win football games. That is the obvious statement of the night. 3 turnovers from Jalen Milroe. We had never seen him throw 3 picks in a game before, and he throws 1 for a pick 6. It's as if he didn't see his receivers. What did you see from him in these moments? Because a lot of bad decisions.
It's very clear that Jalen Milroe, when he has to stand in the pocket and be a drop-back passer, is not comfortable. And that Oklahoma forced him into that position tonight. What Oklahoma did was put a quarterback spy on Jalen Milroe so he couldn't run the ball with his feet. He couldn't get on the perimeter himself. And then he had to try to be a drop-back passer, and that confused him a ton. Oklahoma also did a great job mixing up looks at the line of scrimmage, showing pressure, dropping out of pressure. For a guy like Jalen Milroe, who's not comfortable being a drop-back passer, it's not even about the blitzing itself. It's about the illusion of pressure, and that Milroe has to think about it almost every single play. That led to the interceptions, and then, as you said, Oklahoma did a great job getting points off those interceptions. 1 for a pick 6. It's what led to the absolute dominating performance by Oklahoma.
We're going to dive into this a little bit deeper coming up here on CBS Sports HQ with Brad Crawford. But we might have a 3-loss team in the playoff. Like, we never had a 2-loss team in the 4 playoff teams, and you're talking about a 3-loss team in the first year of 12 teams? I can't get behind this.
Yeah, I'm with you, but there's a real chance that this thing comes down to the winner of the Clemson-South Carolina game versus a 3-loss Alabama team that has some good wins, but also the loss against Vanderbilt, which is a bad loss. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, especially when you think about teams that lose in the conference championship game and the ACC and the Big 12. Do they deserve to be in over a 3-loss Bama team? I'll tell you one thing. No matter what, everyone will be talking about how or how not Alabama makes the playoff. I'll say this. Alabama has a top 2 or 3 roster in the SEC. They have a quarterback who is one of the best talents in the conference, and to have 3 losses and have an outside chance of making the playoff, I think gives Kalen DeBoer, their head coach, a C- grade in year 1. This Alabama team underperformed this season given their talent on their roster.
I think what it does here, Adam, certainly is it opens the door for the ACC.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, now we're talking about that being a 1-conference league into the college football playoff. Now we're talking perhaps 2 teams getting in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got SMU, you got Miami, and you've got Clemson as well right there. And if they can take care of business against South Carolina, but that's a tall task because South Carolina is playing better than Kansas right now, and Kansas is playing really good right now. Like, all these teams down the stretch here that are just playing spoiler, like, they could be finding a way to be in the conversation here.
Yeah, and it's funny because you look at the SEC, they've all beaten each other, right? Every team is beat up on each other. together. Alabama has some great wins. South Carolina arguably has better wins than Alabama does, but Alabama beat South Carolina. So how does the committee look at those two teams when deciding who gets the final playoff spot? Everyone that said the 12-team playoff wasn't great, look at it right now. All these games that we're talking about, you think about these games. These things matter, and if it was a 14 playoff, this game would not have been as impactful as it is right now.
You're right.
Give me an expanded playoff all day.
I love it. I mean, look, I love it. The fact that we got chaos here on Saturday. This was a prove it Saturday, and a lot of teams did not prove their worth or their value. Plenty of upsets here in week 13, rather. Much more ahead here on CBS Sports HQ, presented by the Home Depot, as we break down a busy, chaotic night in college football, and you take a look at Alabama's largest losses. We mentioned that national championship game. They lost by 28 to Clemson, and now they lose by 21 to Oklahoma. Tied for their fourth worst loss since 2000. Kalen DeBoer's first season has been a roller coaster. He got yelled at when he lost, of course, to Vanderbilt. They were mad that he was wearing a T-shirt. Then he's back in the good graces on a 3-game winning streak, and now he goes to Norman and loses to Oklahoma 24-3. What in the name of Nick Saban is going on out here?